gets it away. So thanks for all of your time, KC.
Yeah, because meanwhile, bot lane, PEYZ never even moved, and now KERIA looking.
Yeah, looking for another angle. Is BUSIO going to have to flash? PEYZ now going to be moving as he looks to try and get some damage down. BUSIO going to live through the ignite, though, and now KERIA needs to get himself out of the way. Some defense here from ONER, but he gets into the fog of war. Gets that health back. The flash bone skewer as CALISTE now has to flash away, and ONER's made his way in. That's first blood for the Nocturne, and PEYZ even manages to get the execute before going down. YIKE will fall as well. It's a 2-for-1 for T1.
That final auto there from PEYZ takes out the dog. YIKE falls. CALISTE goes down. CALISTE was unable, or maybe didn't think he needed to flash the initial hook there from KERIA, and that goes so bad for KC. Off of this invade, they put a lot of time into this. Look at the CS between.
Nicely played here from T1. At least able to get one back, though, is KC. 1,000 gold going to be the advantage. The problem is, this is exactly the type of game that T1 want to be playing, right? Chaotic, fast and loose, winning the trades, getting the advantages, and that is precisely what's happening here in this battle of former and current T1 top laners. It is the Jace doing a good job. BUSIO, great sidestep there, but he's still very, very dead. That's going to be the auto to come through from PEYZ. Execution! And oh dear, bad just met worse.
Yeah, that is really, really tough. Great sidestep from BUSIO, but with no sums and a long lane, where are you going to go, buddy? There's no way out from that position, and that is the danger, you know, of picking these type of champions into some of the playmakers available there. We saw KERIA going crazy on the Camille at times, and now, you know, off to a great start here in that bot lane. PEYZ is just getting so strong, and we have seen it so many times. When Mels get really, really fed, all of a sudden, all it takes, QER, and you are basically just gone.
Well, KERIA looked for the angle there. Another bone skewer is going to connect, and CALISTE is extraordinarily dead. Nothing the Ashe could do. Tried to take KERIA with him, but didn't have the damage, and T1 go to 4-1 now. This game.
See at this point, and I talked about it in draft, when you are going a low mobility style of champion against a comp like this, if you get behind, you are going to get one shot. It is so hard to actually play the game, and Ashe and Seraphine are looking like they're going to be paper. This is the kind of game that KC really needs to try to slow down the pace. They have a lot of scaling.
Oh, another bone skewer connects there. Even the route to connect onto CALISTE as BUSIO's just dead. PEYZ gets the execution one more time. The daggers aren't going to quite land, as the second one does at least. The dragon might be considered, but I imagine T1 probably just want to keep killing them.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good objective as well. Just
yeah, not bad.
Racking up the gold here, as now it's nearly a 3,000 gold lead here at 6 minutes. They're going to be taking the dragon as well. Even Faker in the isolated 1v1 in mid in this melee versus range, he's up a couple CS.
Yeah, he's actually doing fine.
A slight gold lead.
Oh, another is still out.
At least it didn't get worse. So there is definitely that.
Well, he's not in lane. It got a bit worse.
At least it didn't get as
worse as it could.
Yeah, at least it could have been worse.
Yeah, there we go.
So it wasn't the worst possible thing to happen, but now BUSIO, unfortunately, he is probably going to get dove here.
Well, there's a fight going on elsewhere as well, as YIKE looking for Faker. He goes into the Shroud, though, and just ults away. That is going to be PEYZ on a killing spree. KERIA surviving as well as the successful 2v1 dive in the bot. Gets more important as well. Good flash away from CALISTE, who does manage to land the arrow. I believe Rebuttal was on cooldown, but the paranoia, and ONER comes in and just puts him down. Another bone skewer to come on through, and obviously that one's going to hit. And KERIA does go down as the response, and YIKE will be able to survive, but they did at least get their target.
Yeah, I mean, KERIA, PEYZ is just getting so ridiculously fed. Faker getting active on the map here, moving around, knowing you just want to keep invading, you want to keep the pressure up. Do not allow YIKE any space to be able to recover.
Ulti comes through here as YIKE does avoid a bit of the damage, but he was never winning that 1v1. PEYZ is able to put him down. Oh dear, that looked like a little bit of a sign of desperation as DORAN going 1v3 here towards his top side. He wants in on the fun, but I have a feeling he may just be going down, turns his attention to the wave, and will be falling. So there's a little bit more back here for KC as they do what they can to limit this gold advantage.
Yeah, it is something, and I mean, for KC, you've got to stay active on the map, try to find some sort of plays. You know, overload one side, look for something, because I don't think this is a game you can play slow anymore. You know, T1 are going to be snowballing towards a quick soul. They have a massive advantage. If you can somehow stabilize the game at this deficit and farm and farm and farm, then you are going to have a chance in a fight.
How did that hit? That didn't look very fair. CANNA is going to come through and try and defend as KERIA still wanting to find an angle as he gets hit by the kitchen sink and taken down.
Okay, KERIA, you're having a little too much fun, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the mini-map. No one from his team is anywhere near him. He was
I think he's been listening to all of those people saying he's the best player in the world, and it's got to his head. As now PEYZ looking for YEON one more time here towards his bottom side as we finally have a mage matchup. But man, yeah, maybe he was actually reading what BUSIO was saying. As there's a paranoia towards the bottom side of the map. ONER is just going to put down YEON. And I do want to say something about this. We did have ONER's stats come up before, like 42-8 was the win rate. But one of those losses was against Hanwha Life Esports. There's a reason why T1 are our second seed, and it's because Hanwha were able to win that best of 5. And ONER's Nocturne was just not that good. But historically, it has been a lot more like this, where he just wins. DORAN going to take down YIKE here as T1 just celebrate by roaming down the river.
You have ONER and KERIA moving around the map all the time, giving that additional move speed. Pretty scary. I think there could be worse ones for KC, but they are just trying to hold on here. And you can see all of these KC members are on top side. All 5 of them. There's no one right now answering Faker in the bot lane, so they're going to try to overload and potentially make a play here.
Oh, PEYZ might be taken down. The rebuttal now on cooldown. The arrow is going to hit, and YIKE going to get over that wall. PEYZ will be shut down finally as KERIA trying to get rid of CANNA, and this is a great play from KC. They just get that shutdown, and they get themselves out.
And they get the flash, which is really, really big. So getting the flash there off of PEYZ, you know, he had the flash, he had the rocket belt, he was trying to get out, wasn't able to do it. Clever play here from KC. They realized we can't just play 1-3-1, so they sent all 5 top, and they are looking to try to answer a play to try to make something happen. They are
tried to get whatever he could, and that, in fact, is nothing. And the KC composition, I think, is starting to work, starting to come together. And T1 also have opened the tent doors, if you can call them that, and the circus is really in town.
It does feel like KC are they're just going to squat up. They're going to walk around as 4, as 5. And T1 have been looking to, play the map, make individual plays, but it's very dangerous if KC are just always going to be grouped to look for those. And this time, Faker does get caught.
But here is that sort of trade back that you have to be aware of. Faker's in that top lane, getting that wave shoved in, and T1 getting to work here in mid as well. BUSIO are going to go wide. That is a great beat drop there onto KERIA. But not too much more going to come of it.
Exactly. I mean, you're just looking to the top side jungle. ONER is taking your red buff. Faker is working on your tier 2 tower. And they're engaged.
They're also going to take BUSIO as well by the looks of things, as there is the bone skewer to connect. Death from below is named very correctly. As KERIA is going to help lock down that kill. YIKE taking some damage from PEYZ as well. But also, the dagger's doing some work here. YIKE looking a little bit aggressive, but T1, they're still looking for more as KERIA wanting to take down BUSIO, gets the stun, and that's going to set up for the reset to come on through.
Oh, no.
ONER also will just kill YIKE, and it's all just started to fall apart for KC if it hadn't fell apart already.
Yeah, I mean, the last wheel has fallen off the car, we'll say that much.
Wait, but now it's just a sled.
Yep.
They need a hill. That might be okay.
And the push. They're back in business.
All right, CANNA, it's up to you. You're the big lumberjack that can run pretty fast. We're going to need this Scion to make some stuff happen. But I don't know. I think it's a 9.5k gold. Will be taken out here as CANNA. Yeah, not going to be able to help that situation at all. And maybe the Flame Horizon just happens now. He needs 12, like 3 camps. Just got to take 3 camps. All right, there's a beautiful rebuttal as BUSIO just going to get executed by PEYZ. Dash cannon to try and get himself a little bit further away. Good sidestep from CALISTE as a flash comes through from PEYZ, and he is just going to walk his way out of that. That kind of felt like a 1v3 play, but he is just kind of that fed.
Yeah, he is that fed and he is that good. Makes the play happen, knows his damage threshold there, is able to kill off BUSIO.
A very quick victory under 25 minutes. This might be heading in that direction, but we'll see. There is the paranoia to come down very defensively, though, as he actually uses it to reposition. ONER gets in there. It'll be a big shutdown, and that is going to go over to YEON. KERIA getting amongst it, though, as we can see. 1 versus 3 now, as the ulti from PEYZ comes on down, and that is going to lock up a kill, but PEYZ getting a little bit lower. Faker finally making his presence known as he tries to get over the wall, and does use the ulti to do so, but CANNA blast cones himself and will try to get this teleport out. Faker knows that he is going to be able to escape, and DORAN just going to grab the soul here, but that fight a lot closer than I think T1 were expecting.
Yeah, it absolutely was. They are able to get a couple kills. They take out ONER, KC, not allowing T1 to actually set up. They just pull the trigger immediately as soon as they see anyone they can go on. They pull 222 CS to 116. Not something you see every day. 3 full levels up, 15 to 12.
All right, this might be the fastest Flame Horizon I have ever seen in my life. And also, it's probably the first one in the jungle that I have seen outside of the funnel meta, which was just that's not included.
Dark times.
It was definitely dark times. As the arrow is going to connect onto Faker, there is the unstoppable onslaught and the shockwave. That's a lot of R buttons, but I think it's required in order to make sure that they lock down this Akali and get the kill as quickly as possible. Now they've got 40 seconds before this Baron is going to be taken down. Due to the Mastercard priceless moment of the game, that soul does get picked up from T1. And they should be able to use that to book it towards this Baron. Hang on. They're surely not able to just take this for free with Faker dead.
And look at the vision. There's no vision at all. And BUSIO is going to try to move forward and get some vision back, but it is so scary to actually walk in here. And CALISTE, I think they may be aware of it now, but it just feels like it's way too late. It doesn't matter. YIKE
will never get here in time, and so that is going to be the Baron secured. Faker, 5 seconds to go, but they're still just going to send it into that backline. The Encore is decent, but that damage onto CALISTE is massive. ONER will be taken out, though, as KERIA will also be secured. YIKE doing a whole bunch of work here as, oh my, never mind. Faker's going to show up. CANNA looking to be taken down here as BUSIO trying to help out with a bit of drop in the beat, but it's not going to quite work. YEON here as well. Doesn't have his ultimate for the next little while, but a couple of seconds and that'll be back up again. And T1, that was a little bit of a bridge too far.
Yeah, they decided to go for that fight, having a bit of fun, I think, in this one, and a few different moments.
Oh, there's the rebuttal. And CALISTE not going to get killed by the ulti, but he still has to go home.
Yeah, that was pretty terrifying. The amount of damage coming out from PEYZ here has the Magi's on 12 stacks. Faker nearly has his death cap as well. And he is going to be a pretty huge threat here, too. You can definitely see, if KC were even remotely close in gold, that the 5v5s are very winnable, right?
Yeah.
You know, there are so...
Quite, as I don't know whether they'll have time to get a Baron before they just push and win the game.
Maybe
with
Team
3 inhibitors down.
So ONER can get the double Flame Horizon.
Ah, you know? That's the strategy. They heard that it's only the second largest CS deficit. As, all right, YIKE in a lot of trouble here. PEYZ looks for the ulti. That was an ambitious one. There's a paranoia. Never mind, not ambitious at all. Now they're going to look to just try and kill them all. Bone Skewer connects. That is 3 on the floor. Whoa. Shockwave is incredible as KERIA goes down, but he's the only one to fall as the immediate revenge for T1 does come down. The former T1 player is left till last here as CANNA will try and charge some Qs underneath these Nexus turrets, but this battle against Faker I don't think is one that he is going to win. Nexus turrets fall, no Elders required here for T1 as they will obliterate KC in the first game.
An incredible first game here to kick things off against KC. T1 showing their strength with these kind of bot lanes here, bringing out the Mel, bringing out the Pyke. It was terrifying. Desk, what did KC have to do to come back?
Well, guys, as we say in the LCK, that was a shellacking.
Yeah.
T1 showing there's levels to 3-0s in the first round. And now,
yeah.
Kobe, what do you think?
I'm saying they got a lot of people I saw laughing at Team Liquid.
I
They were pointing at us. Ha ha ha. Okay, not so funny now. All right, as T1 are blasting you. But I mean, this one was crazy again. Main specific points are going to be jungle as well as bottom lane. And this one also started out with an attempted invade against ONER. And ONER hits another smite. He keeps it going.
Yeah, it backfired so hard considering you had mid and bot lane. Both had prio for the side of KC. So they moved it aggressively. But ONER, his smites have been so good. And then the ensuing play, KC try and back out. And T1, they're still interested, and they managed to find a couple of kills.
Just being able to find windows like these, because yes, ONER ends up getting the smite on the red, but then recognizing that they were splitting with YIKE going topside and to leave the jungle, and then of course CALISTE not flashing the initial hook flash from Pyke, and then they get like 4 kills off of those 2 flash timers. Yeah. It was ridiculous of how much it was a dominating bot lane.
I mean, it's one of these things where sometimes in pro play, you see a flash down, you're like, okay, how do they follow up on this? Maybe they'll get a kill later, they'll find an angle, or just have pressure. This was not that.
Yeah.
This was, we're going to kill you again and again and again. We have a 5-minute timer to just murderize you as much as possible. And the big beneficiary of this was PEYZ, who got 10 kills in this game, had a fantastic Mel game again yesterday, and he's just been on fire on this pick.
Exactly. They're running these kill lanes for him, bottom lane, with Mel plus X champion, either Camille or Pyke. And so when you are down a flash that early on, you are a very vulnerable target, and the enemy jungle is so far ahead because not only did ONER smite his own camp, but YIKE drops a camp when you're walking to the enemy side to go for an invade in the first place. So he's already behind there, and then ONER got that first blood money too. So super accelerated Nocturne, which then gets to keep on ulting you, keeps on keeping his pressure up around the kill lane.
And the thing is, they banned the Nautilus and the Camille, and the Pyke's still available, and ONER's Nocturne, he has been legendary on this pick so many times. 43-8 record over his career. It is such an intimidating
Who are those
pick.
8 teams? Let's get a Hall of Fame. Who was able to take down
KC is asking right now to call them up. Please, we need to know.
It is ridiculous because when they got that pressure, they kept going behind the tier 3 turret to try and find a pick on towards either BUSIO or CALISTE, threatening Gromp. So like that second highest CSD at 25 that Nocturne was able to get was because you just never felt like secure in being able to take your camps.
Yeah, again, history being made, that second highest gold difference or CSD difference at 25. I mean, we are in Korea. It is known in the top lane as a Flame Horizon Flame, one of the greats in the top lane through LoL history here in Korea and in FlyQuest. True. And yet again, a shout out there by ONER doing that to YIKE. And it wasn't just that happening here. I mean, it was just a comprehensive victory. You look at that gold graph, it was never in doubt.
Whoa, look, there's a little bit of the start where the gold graph is KC's.
I was like, what am I looking at? Where am I looking at?
Right
Zoom in. Get the telescope out. Zoom on in.
And you can't see it on the gold graph, but there were a couple moments where, you know, they were like, all right, whatever, we'll full send. You know, ONER's just straight into the back line, and they were able to kill him. But still, I mean, this was an absolute stomp. And to me, a lot of the things remain true of like continuing off what they showed yesterday. Being able to start off defending that invade so incredibly well, I already felt like, I was like, oh my God, they're going to pick up exactly where they left off. So like everybody in plans already was terrified of T1, but it seems like they are going to just take care of business very quickly.
And if you're a Reaper, you kind of just have to erase what happened in the early game because this team is much more stable than what they showed. If your Seraphine and Ashe are losing Flash that early on versus a Pyke, it's going to be ugly. And so from what we saw from BUSIO and CALISTE yesterday was a much better, stable lane. You have to believe it's going to be better than that.
Yeah, but before we forget this match, it's time to toss to our HyperX Reflex replay with KERIA with the soul read on the Pyke to keep ONER's tether together.
Oh man, he was just styling on them this game. The flash read here.
I got you, ONER.
It keeps him in the fear tether. It's like, what?
But he's not done. He's not done after making this phenomenal play with his own skin, mind you.
Yeah, that's right.
He actually continued on after that. He solo killed the Seraphine as well. He was just dunking on them all game long. And again, second rotation of bans. They ban Nautilus, they ban Camille. He's like, I'm fine. I'm good.
And then he escaped from the Seraphine kill with the Proto Belt too, and he's like, I'm out. He still lives. It's like
pretty tough.
He's just styling on them.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough because literally that play happened right after KC got a play bot lane. You're like, okay, maybe they can cleave this back. No, they can't. They can't claw it back in. It's
gonna be a tough task here for any team, but KC will have to bounce back after that tough one. We'll be back with game number 2 after this. You're watching MSI 2026.
The paranoia to come down very defensively though as he actually uses it to reposition. ONER gets in there. It'll be a big shutdown and that is going to go over to YEON. KERIA getting amongst it though as we can see 1 versus 3 now as the ulti from PEYZ comes on down and that is going to lock up a kill, but PEYZ getting a little bit lower. Faker finally making his presence known as he tries to get over the wall. Nexus turrets fall. No elders required here for T1 as they will obliterate KC in the first game.
An incredible first game here to kick things